Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes on this Wednesday afternoon, the 26th of April, brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, in full spring mode. Whether you're a landscaper professionally or maybe you're a do-it-yourselfer, you need mulch, topsoil, sand, they got it. 631-756-1125 is the phone number. The website, omnitruevalue.com, and also Tempest by Weatherflow, our newest affiliate. Get the revolutionary Tempest weather system and join the fastest growing observing network on the planet. The link is on the descriptor to this video, and if you use the coupon code Joe and Joe Weather Show, you get an extra 10% off. Meantime, let's look at what's going on the satellite loop, and we do have a weather system that's moving through the east. It's kind of hard to pick out. You see where these clouds are all bumped up across central Pennsylvania and upstate New York. There's a weak cold front that is moving eastward to the south. We've got clouds and rain from the southern Appalachians. They're moving east toward the Carolinas, and most of that's going to slide offshore. And then out further west, you see the rotation that is back in northwest Texas. This is going to generate severe weather, and we'll get to that in a moment. But let's just go first close up here in the northeast and northern mid-Atlantic states, where you do see these patchy clouds. There's big breaks of sun in between, and then in central PA, as of 2 p.m., seeing the higher cloud tops showing us that there are some showers, and you also can pick them out here pretty well on the radar. The first batch is kind of on the weak side, falling apart. The second batch further to the west, a few heavier showers in there, but for the most part, these are just going to go in and out quick, and they're not going to produce very much. You've got the rain in the southern Appalachians, and here you see the starting of severe weather that'll be breaking out later today. The Storm Prediction Center actually has two areas of enhanced risk today, one in north central and northeast Texas, and the other along the coast of the Florida East Coast, about halfway up and points northward. And when we take a look at the tornado risk is 10% in north central Texas. That includes, by the way, Dallas-Fort Worth. The marginal risk extends out to Mississippi. I'm sorry, the 2% risk for tornadoes extends out into southern Mississippi, and also a 2% risk along the Florida East Coast. Over the next couple of days, most of the severe weather is going to be confined mainly to areas that are South Texas, southern Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, to the Florida Panhandle and southwest Georgia. Small area of marginal risk in the north central Rockies. And as we go on to day 3, we have marginal risk from southernmost Virginia down to Florida, and also marginal to slight risk back in central Texas. And rainfall over the next 7 days, pretty ample here, up and down the eastern seaboard. We're looking anywhere from 1.5 inches to as much as 2.5 inches of rain. Also big rains for the Gulf Coast from Georgia to Alabama and southeastern Louisiana. Some heavier rains coming into the Florida Panhandle, and even back to the Ohio Valley, we're looking at 3/4 of an inch to 1.5 inches. Not much has really changed in terms of our outlook. We've been talking about the fact that we're going to see some, what I always refer to at this time of year is the gloom and doom scenario, and that's when you have a high to the north and a maritime flow, and that starts tomorrow, the flow does, but I don't think tomorrow will be a bad day per se. It'll probably be clouds and maybe some breaks of sunshine in there, perhaps more sun early in the day than later in the day, and then you see all that rain that moves across the southern and southeast. Low pressure heads toward the Ohio Valley. The high goes off the coast of Maine. So then we really get into the onshore flow on Friday, which means a lot of clouds, maybe some light rain or drizzle, and then a steadier rain probable later Friday night into Saturday night. And then that area moves out to make room for another storm system moving into the Great Lakes with maybe a secondary low on the occluded front. And that means more rain later Sunday night into Monday morning before that pulls away. And over the long haul next week, it looks to be a a chilly week. Temperatures are going to be below average through much of the eastern part of the United States, at least for the first half. And it doesn't look like we'll have too much to deal with in terms of rain until maybe late in the week as we start to get into the next weather systems that will come into play. We'll talk more about this in detail tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, and that's at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Time. We hope to see you then.